Alright, what is going on, y'all? This is going to be just a quick little clip of Uncut detailing episode. Just going to walk through process on these floor liners. So, these are Husky. Husky is super common, as most of you probably know. Obviously, there's going to be like WeatherTech, and then there's some off-brand manufacturers that are smaller. There's some I've seen off of Amazon. And then you have OEM style, so like on my wife's RAV, she has Toyota RAV4 floor liners. I'm not a fan of them because of the contours and whatnot. They kind of remind me of Husky, though Husky is good. I think they push that these guys are American made, assuming WeatherTech has maybe responded, and usually when you're pushing American made, it's probably because your competitor isn't. But anyway, super basic. Like, I don't get too crazy with this. It's really just a good all-purpose cleaner, Green Star's alkaline, a tire brush, and then water. Water's huge. So a pressure washer is gonna help remove a lot of this stuff. So you could also introduce steam. Drill brushes can be big as well. But yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna put some muscle into this and get her done. Just shows you don't need all these different things. There's all kinds of different rubber cleaners and tire mat cleaners and whatnot. There's rejuvenators, which is what we're gonna use from Kush Chemie Gummy Fix. So it's just a non-slip, nice little protectant for rubber that kind of brings back that OEM feel as well as look. So yeah, we'll just do this one. This is the driver's side. This is a work truck from a let's see, what is it? It's an F-150 STX. So I'm using a 25 degree just because I don't feel the need to go any smaller than that. You could go smaller, you could go wider. This is just gonna help me keep everything tight and not what's the word I'm looking for? I want to do more passes with it, so something like this, that degree is perfect for what I want. So and going with the grooves helps. Could spend a little more time on that, and it could help. But let's let our cleaner do the work. A substitute for, say you don't have all-purpose cleaners, use a tire and wheel cleaner. One or the other. A lot of tire and wheel cleaners are uniform, so you can use them kind of one. You can use a tire cleaner on a wheel or a wheel on a tire. Some are very specific. I think it's just, well, you have some level of alkalinity or acidity, you're gonna be fine. So I'm gonna be pretty liberal here. I do want it to kind of settle in. Probably don't need all this liquid in here, but it's okay. We're like 7-to-1 right here in this guy. So maybe that'll make it more like a 10-to-1 with like a 9 or 10 alkalinity. So that's 9 or 10 on the pH scale. But yeah, anyways, you can use drill brushes. They actually make things pretty quick, but I don't know, I find myself always needing to break out a tire brush, so I gotta like prime the brush. Okay. So steam for something like this, where it's this gummed up, and I think they just bought this truck for this specific construction group. Probably worth introducing steam, but we'll see what we do in the first pass. Can't stand these grooves, but whatever. Let's see how she's looking. You'll see guys foaming it, like foam cannon style. Makes it pretty, but typically if you're doing stuff in a foam cannon, you're probably not diluted properly. You might be over diluted. So I'm seeing some of this. What is this? Kind of looks like paint. Yeah. It's like just a little bit of paint. So that could be helpful to use some steam. The goal is though for me to show you all steps, so we'll have to figure out a way to do that outside steam because I don't have my steam fired up. So. Pretty proud of that, you know, being the first pass. I'm gonna grab some alkali wheel cleaner. So this is gonna be a little bit of a stronger cleaner here. This trigger was going on me before. Okay. I'm just gonna do spots that I think needs it. That stuff is so strong. It's like nuts. Okay. So I don't really have you stutter on the camera, but that's what we're dealing with here. Got some areas in here. Everything's pretty, everything's cleaning up pretty good actually. So, makes me happy. This stuff can be put in a foam sprayer. I haven't done it yet. But that's probably what I'll be doing next for wheels. Alkali wheel cleaners, like the best cleaner that I've seen. Took me a while to find it. I think it's a newer product by Tush Chemi. So we're looking pretty good. We'll just hit the grooves one more time. Get this finished, dried up, and put gummy fix on this. There's an important part of the format that you want to make sure you get. Let me get my air tool out real quick. black fashion, everything looks good when it's wet. So once we dry this up, you'll kind of see that I can definitely use some sort of rejuvenation to this rubber. I feel like these don't fade as much as WeatherTech, so I think I should stop dogging on them. I think some folks dilute guff. It is kind of spendy, so that looks really good. I don't think it maybe just a little air dry will make it kind of go back to that white fading. Yeah, so that's the finish, right? And we want it to be a little bit deeper than that. So what we'll do, a little overspray. So let's just take this bottle. I just put one of the star sprayers on here. This is very, very classic sprayer. Not a fan of how it fits, but let's see. I've always used it full force, so don't see any dilution instructions, so we'll just continue to do that. I'm not sure if you should be diluting, but yeah. So I don't like to just do this, I like to get the whole thing. I want good coverage. So you might think it's the same wet effect, right? Just because it's wet, why it looks so good. I don't know if we'll be able to kind of show that when it's dried. It's definitely not going to look wet. It's going to look very matte. It just came out of the box with a couple scuffs. So something important here is to get the edges. Something I always miss, especially when cleaning some of the OEM mats. They have these like curled soft rubber edges that can get some gunk in them from like coffee spills, and it's always good to get that. Same when you're protecting. So we're just gonna hit this edge like this, just to get in between. Could use like a brush of some sort, like a curveball from Detail Factory, but it's such a loose liquid. I don't know, I just feel like using something like this, a little Terry foam applicator, perfect. So it contains a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, or maybe a lot, because it is strong. So just something to note. It's good to do this stuff outdoors, especially outside the car. I've done it inside the car, and I've paid. Now, it was with vinyl floor lining, so I didn't really have a choice. So it was good that I had the car overnight to let it air out in my garage. So we'll give it a little bit of air just so you can see. What's that? Yeah, I got you. Okay, that's it. I mean, that's pretty great. Scroll back to the beginning of the video, you'll just see. And then, I mean, the difference between it being cleaned and finished like this is just massive. This is non-slip. It's not a, like a dressing of any sort, so it's perfect. So what I find myself doing is when I'm dressing trim, especially on some of those GMCs and Chevys, they have those steps, right? In like the Silverado or the Sierra, that's on both sides of the bed and in the very rear parts of the bed. I'd like to use like a pearl or silicone-free kind of dressing from Koshikemi. In those cases, I wouldn't put that on those steps because it can be slick when you're using like a solvent-based or some sort of silicone-based protectant. So in those cases, what's best is to use something that's not slip, and Guff is the perfect example for that. So we'll do the other two. We got one big vinyl for the rear and then a passenger. But that just shows you don't need a whole lot to get this stuff done. So anyways, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Uncut Detailing with Purdy Auto Pros. See you on the next one.